When I was in high school, I was cast in a musical that toured throughout the Mid-Atlantic states. And I had the part that all the other girls, all the women wanted because it was cool. The curtain would open to a seemingly empty stage, and from off in the darkness, one lone voice sang a haunting melody. A second voice joined in exquisite harmony, and then a third. It was mesmerizing. Now, before each performance, the entire cast would join hands and say a group prayer. I never participated in that prayer because I was so consumed with fear that I was locked in the bathroom, and you know the rest of the story. Oh, it wasn't until years later that I learned every night that prayer ended with someone saying, "And please, God, let Lisa get out of the bathroom." If only I knew then what I know now, and that's how to harness that anxious energy and use it to propel myself forward in confidence rather than to quiver in fear. So I want to tell you something about the brain, and I know Dr. Brobeck is an expert in the brains. I'm just going to give you a little Reader's Digest version. Logic is processed in the cerebrum, and the cerebrum does a lot of things, one of which is problem solving. Fear, on the other hand, is processed in the amygdala, and the amygdala is this small almond-shaped thing that's deep in the temporal cortex. Nope, not the temporal cortex, the temporal lobe. We were talking about this earlier. So anyways, the amygdala, this small little mass, you would think something that small wouldn't have a lot of power, but in fact, fear trumps logic. Fear is an automatic response, where logic is a process, and sometimes that process can take a long time. Think of it this way. If you were in a house fire, and I don't mean a little fire on the stove, I mean you can see the flames, you can feel the heat, there is black smoke billowing out of the windows, what's the first thing you're going to do? Run. Run, of course, run. Fear can help us stay safe. But back in high school, there was no fire. Well, it felt like there was a fire, but there was no real threat to danger. But back in high school, Fear and I, well, we were best buddies. And I didn't know anything about logic and how to use it to calm myself down, how to really focus my energy, how to actually have fun on stage. So I want you to think about a time that you were feeling fear. I mean, really, right now, just where were you at? What were you doing? Where did you feel it in your body? Was it a kind of sick feeling in your gut? I see some heads nodding. Maybe it was sweaty palms or a tightness in your chest. Maybe your mind was racing and you couldn't breathe, and there it is. Breathing. It's a good thing. I highly recommend it. But most of us, when we're experiencing any type of intense emotion, we actually unconsciously hold our breath. And I was surprised when I learned that because I thought breathing was an automatic thing, but sometimes it's not. Now, I'm not talking about if you do that, it's very likely you're going to hyperventilate, and if you thought you were feeling anxious beforehand, let me tell you, you don't know nothing about anxiety. No, really what I'm talking about is a slow, deep, some people call them belly breaths. It's not your belly, it's your diaphragm. And you want, well, first of all, there's already air in your diaphragm, so you have to let that out. And here's a way to do it. I saw some of you doing it with me, that's great. Because that is a wonderful, wonderful way to calm yourself down. So let's all try it. Those of you who want to try the sigh, because you'll notice I sighed and I slouched and then I did a full calming breath up. You can do it just sitting there. So let's do it. Ready? I see calmness all around. How nice. There you have it. One simple tool that you can use to calm yourself down no matter what you're doing. but so that you can actually enjoy what you're doing and step forward in confidence.